Hi guys, this is DinoSasha here, and welcome back to another review. And today we're going to take a look at the figure. It is the Safari Ltd 2015 Sauropelta. Now, Sauropelta, which name means lizard shield, is a genus of a notosaurid dinosaur that existed in the early Cretaceous period. About 106, or specifically, what is it? Got it! It is 180.5 million years ago, what is known as North America. Now, the length is about 5 meters, or particularly 6 meters, 19 to 7 feet long, and weighs over 2 metric tons, or 2.2 short tons in weight. Now, Sauropelta is a member of the members of the Notosaurid family. A diverse ankylosaur doesn't have a tail club, but has a very strong armor. Sauropelta gives the name because of its shield, and unlike most notosaurs, Sauropelta has long spikes on its shoulder to make it a protection to impaling predators. Also, there are many relatives of their Sauropeltas, such as the Pianoposaurus, Papasaurus, and Silvosaurus, and some other ankylosaur specimens. Now, they're herbivores and they mainly eat plants, but beware, if this dinosaur encountered a very herbivore, they must face the Deinonychus or the Acrocanthosaurus. Now, right now, let's take a look at the sculpt. It is like an ankylosaur, except it doesn't have a tail, but spiked shoulders to protection to impaling victims. Now, I like the sculpt because it's a really nice thing. It's sculpted on their bodies and structured things and basically really weighs. Well, Gibson had a Sauropelta to make it the dinosaur island. But anyway, just a really cool dinosaur is how magnificent it was. It was released in 2015. Well, like the Tyrannus, it was released in 2015. But I like the pose. It stands because it walks well, because thanks for the 4 legs, because it makes a good posture. You know, basically how the dinosaurs walk on all positive legs. You know, there's a species called Sauropelta edwardium, because this is a species notosaurid. Well, basically, I like the details. It is rough, spiky, but I like how it is. Although it's not as spiky as a figure. Well, in real life, spikes could be very sharp and impaling skins. And yes, I like how the Sauropelta looks ridiculous, but I like and much more deep inside. So, color scheme. It is beige all over its upward on its body, including across the entire tail body. Well, apparently, there is a silver color in much of a underbelly. You know, basically how the dinosaur was presented, especially the spikes and even the plates, especially the black points of their spikes on the neck. Now, the head is a particularly small to an ankylosaur, but I recently like how this dinosaur has a really small head in my comparison. You see, most dinosaurs need a smaller head for very vigilant ways, because I like how the yellow eyes and beak, you know, basically all ankylosaurs have beaks. Well, basically they're part of the members of the Notosaurid family, but I still like how Notosaur was. Now, for the accuracy for the Sauropelta, it is amazing, and how related to what its Sauropelta would look like as a herbivore. Now, particularly, I like how the results with the sculpt. So, without anyway, we're gonna bring up our rulers, so let's give this a measure. So, it turns out from the length from the tip of the snout, always tip of the tail, we're looking at about approximately 50 meters, with 15 centimeters, which is only inches on that. It is, where is it? Ah, yes. It is only across of, we have 5.17 centimeters. Well, for real, we're gonna take a look at the height on the head, or approximate for the spike. We're looking at about, 2.5 inches, and which is only at about 5.5 centimeters. Now, for comparison, I'm gonna bring up one of the Notosaurid that I have already. Here is my PNSO 2020 Gavin the Sauropelta. And finally, I've got the Sauropelta for my first time. You know, basically, both of them are Notosaurid because although it is smaller, but it's long in length. Although it's similar to the size, except it has much bulkier and much larger posterior. You know, although, excuse me, I mean the size of this chunk of this armor. You know, discovered that it was a mummified dinosaur, so Sauropelta gives the chance of what dinosaur would look like as a Sauropelta itself. Now, for the rating, and I'll give this Sauropelta a 9 out of 10, because it is okay, but I don't know what it is, but most people reviewing this figure because of its secreted ankylosaur. You know, basically, Sauropelta was a really nice dinosaur in my opinion, because it's an ankylosaur, basically ways, because how the very ancient, how dinosaurs were acted before, so we have introduced what monsters and other creatures are actually based. You know, basically, since that ankylosaur species, it could have a tail spikes or specifically club. But I recommended that Sauropelta is a really nice, but exceptionally defensive creature. You know, basically Sauropelta belong in the Notosaur family, but I have digressed. So I'm gonna return back to Sauropelta. Sauropelta. Yeah, I guess. Sauropelta and Sauropelta are two relatives of their species. And if you don't know about Sauropelta, it is actually a species of Notosaurid from another North America, not from Borneo. You know, basically, because Sauropelta and Sauropelta have both of the different creatures. And yeah, that is my opinion on that. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications so you'll never miss a video, and leave a comment below. And I hope you see you for another review about the Safari LTD 2007 Stegosaurus. Goodbye everyone, and see you all next time.